we think that uh, this trajectory ahead of us is long. We're in the first or second inning of food tech and ag tech investment. Having said that, last year $30 billion went into the food tech and ag tech space across globally across the whole market. So that doesn't sound like first or second inning, but when you compare it to the amount of capital that flows into other verticals of technology, we really are still pretty early days. We also fundamentally believe that the digital transformation that is ahead of us is going to have huge implications across the whole supply chain. So whether you are an almond farmer in Turlock, you're a dairyman in Fresno, or a sort of brand new food brand in Chicago, technology is going to be essential in terms of helping with competitiveness, with productivity, with more sustainability. And you'll see in a slide or two how pressing that need is, and how far we need to go in terms of digitizing the food and ag supply chain. There are some key sort of technology things that have happened over the course of the last decade or so that really have made it possible for this digital revolution in food and ag. Mobility, right? Cloud computing. We're starting to see cheaper and cheaper analytics, machine learning capabilities. We're seeing more connected Internet of Things and sensors. That kind of Internet of Things ecosystem is becoming a real game changer, especially when we're talking about getting data and information out of the field, whether it's soil moisture data, whether it's vision systems for robotics, whether it's irrigation information. So really having the ability to connect data from these devices in a cloud-based system and help those farmers and ag professionals with decision support has been, over the course of the last even 3 or 4 years, has just leapfrogged in terms of maturity and adoption. We're really excited about what we're seeing on the automation and artificial intelligence side. I think that holds huge promise in food and ag. And then, of course, we all talk a lot about traceability and transparency in the food system, and really having those technology systems to create a more collaborative sort of food supply chain and ecosystem where we can share that data, and the consumer then has access to more transparent data. People want to know where their food comes from, what's in it, how it was produced, and really make decisions based on that level of transparency. Okay, so this is the slide that I was telling you about. People often get pretty surprised when they see it. But this is from a report that McKinsey did. McKinsey's a big consulting firm. They did it a couple of years ago, looking at digitalization across the main sectors of our economy. And you can see with that bottom arrow that agriculture and hunting are actually looped together. And there's a lot of red there indicating very low digitalization. So for me, that is a really exciting, for an investor, that's a really exciting opportunity, because it means there's low hanging fruit. It means that there's a lot of potential for transformational investment. And when you overlay that with the fact that food and ag represents more than 10 to 15% of the world's economy, we're talking about big numbers. We're talking about a lot of spend that is going to go into this sector. In California alone, just the farm gate value of ag is worth about $50 billion. And then when you layer on food processing, which, if you're from the Central Valley or know the Central Valley, we've got a lot of food processing facilities here. That's another $200 billion market opportunity. So, this is a sliver of the whole global opportunity, and specialty crops and high value crops are certainly extremely important exports for the US. But this just gives you a sense for the scale and scope of the opportunity that we at Better Food Ventures are going after.